Hello there, it's me again, back after a bit of an absence with another YouTube video. I bet you were all missing them hugely. It's not the Torchwood one this time. I've still got some of Miracle Day to go. Miracle Day, oh. No, this one is my now traditional, in fact I've done it 3 times, pre-auto assembly video. As I record this on the 17th, it is just over a month to go till the 2015 final ever auto assembly. And it's sort of been a thing the last few years. People make little videos talking about what they're hoping for, what new people might expect, what they're after to buy, and people they want to meet and all that. So this is mine for 2015, and for me this year, of course, having been to everyone since 2003, it's going to be quite a sad event for me. I mean, well, they are saying it's the last one, but with the implication we haven't heard the last of the name. My guess would be, after a couple of years, either the current people relaunch it, possibly from where they're based now in Wales, or they lease out the name to somebody else, they take over it and maybe hold it in London or somewhere like that. But at the moment, we can have the assumption that this is the last one ever. It's slightly melancholy feel to it. Many happy years of enjoyment and some fantastic weekends, especially the last few. So we're really going to grab it by the balls this year and have as great and crazy and wild a time as I possibly can. It's going to be nice catching up with people again, of course, as well as some of the usual crowd. Your Andrew Turnbulls, your Morts, and all those, Chris Carter and all those other great people who I only see once a year. Denya as well. There's at least one new person from one of the forums I post at. Mr. Tyrone. He's come in for the first time. It's going to be quite fun catching up with him. I've met him once before at a Nun-Transformers comic mart, where he actually recognised me walking past from a photo I put in a forum post. He's like my own little stalker. But unlike other celebrities, I invite my stalkers to hang out with me. So that should be quite nice, meeting up with him. In terms of the event itself, one of the odd things this year in terms of the build-up to it has been some of the odd stuff going on with the hotel. In terms of rooms availability, people having to book odd different types of rooms on different nights to get what they want, or even having to go stay in different hotels. That seems slightly at odds with the reason for moving it later in the month, which was clearly that there would be more rooms. And indeed, sort of the reason they went to the Hilton originally was that it had more rooms than they could ever possibly use. It's not really worked out like that, and you could tell, especially this year, that the organisers were slightly annoyed having to deal with hundreds of what the hell is going on with the hotel rooms style questions. I don't know whether that frustration had anything to do with them deciding not to hold it again. It is slightly annoying, and I don't think the Hilton have handled it very well. They're not going to be completely fully booked, I would imagine, that late in August, but that's slightly annoying, I imagine, for many other people. Luckily, I managed to get my room for the 3 nights. I feel quite lucky on that score. Hopefully it'll be as fancy as it was last year. It's glass-fronted bathroom, very sophisticated. You certainly get your money's worth if you get into the right room in a Hilton in terms of having an impressive looking room. Though I think overall, if auto assembly does come back and it's at a different hotel, I suspect people won't be missing the Hilton that much. Obviously it's very expensive in there, even with the discount for drinks and food, and it is slightly run down and a bit of a dive. Very dark on the inside as well. Not much in terms of open air, natural lighting. But you know, it's a hotel where there's a bar. That's all you need really, and I expect to spend a lot of time in the bar, catching up with people, drinking, and attempting to sell my book, which is the big thing for me this year, I suppose. My book of my website, collecting the first 2 years worth of material about British Transformers comic, is going to be available, hopefully within a couple of weeks of me recording this video, and in plenty of time for auto-assembly. I don't know quite how many to bring with me yet. I'll probably put out feelers on the internet asking people to say if they want one, which will be signed and hopefully a little cheaper than buying it directly from Lulu will be. I'll knock a little bit off the price for my share of profits, because I'm just nice like that. Oh, I'm such a great guy. Amazingly awesome fellow. And I mean, the book itself is going to look fantastic, assuming I get the Lulu software to work properly in terms of printing it out. Andrew Turnbull has done a fantastic and amazing job on both the layout and the interior illustrations and cover. I believe he's planning to sell postcards, if he gets a chance, of his interior art. If you see him walking about the convention, grab him, shake him by the hand, tell him he's a great guy, and buy those postcards, because they are bloody awesome. And indeed, any of the other stuff he's selling, I suspect he'll have some other fanzines, and presumably his second part of the Another Time and Space adaptation. Hopefully I've not consumed too much of his time working on my book that he won't be able to get that finish. In terms of toys this year, well, just a couple of weeks ago I got my first Combiner War toys. Yes, I am months behind the rest of you, and I have to say, Hotspot here, I quite like. He's quite a good fun toy. Yeah, I always kind of like Hotspot anyway, and it's a shame he's never really been used very much in fiction, because he looks badass. I also have an overriding fondness for anybody who was in the Return of Optimus Prime, and I do love that bit where the Protectobots are all standing in the hospital with their guns out. Makes me laugh every time. I've got Blades as well, and he's quite a nice little toy too. So at Auto Assembly, I will mainly be looking to complete the Protectobots I don't have, or particular first aid. I actually went into town specifically to see if there was a first aid in Smith's, and sadly there wasn't, but I thought, oh, I'll get you 2 Protectobots they do have. And it'd be great to have a first aid with his big giant axe. Yeah, how did Ambulon really get cut in half, eh? Bit suspicious, that. So that's certainly something I'm very keen on getting. And also, I'm after the G2 Masterpiece Bumblebee. I think I'm going to prefer the G2 version over the original release, partly because it does come with that slightly shit-looking Spike figure, but mainly because he looks more like Bumblebee to me in terms of colour. Maybe it's just the stock photos, but the original Bumblebee release looks kind of orange, which doesn't seem right for him somehow. And also either a Masterpiece Ultra Magnus or the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. Haven't quite decided which yet, may depend on what they have. Obviously, Combiner Wars, more than meets the eye Magnus, little Minimus Samus, but I do love Ultra Magnus's original character model. I think he looks great, and a toy based close to that. Yes, it's going to be blocky and simple, but he's looks like stark and strong. I suppose we sort of the two main things. Might tip my toe into the third party pool a bit more as well, so depending on what's on sale. Might even buy one of the 10 billion different Dinobots, just to help clear up the glut of third party Dinobots that are slowly choking the world to death. For me, anyway, it's going to be a social event this year. I think most of the guests who are there are people I've met before, so I won't be like jumping on them for an autograph. I will be jumping on them for an autograph to get some other things signed, just because it's the last time. Maybe sort of chatting to them at the bar, shaking hands, just in case I never do get to go to a convention where these people are at again. Especially going to have to say a big thank you to James Roberts to do that interview with me earlier in the year. Sort of say a final farewell and thanks for all good work to Simon Furman and so on. Voice actors, as much as I enjoyed Prime, or what I've seen of Prime, not hugely bothered about them this year, but it's nice that they're there though. And also mainly it's just going to be meeting up with the fellow fans, people I've met once a year for 12 years now, and having one last great apocalyptic knees up. I think for people going for the first time, hopefully it'll be quite a good, jolly, enthusiastic atmosphere as people are trying to make it a big, good final one. Should be a lot of fun for everybody. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's sort of my big thing for the summer. And I hope I will see as many of you there as possible. You'll recognise me easily. I'm with a guy with the big box full of books running around saying, "Buy my book! Buy my book! You buy my book! Good book!" And so on and so forth. So I will see you all at Autumn Assembly 2015 in just over a month. And my next YouTube video, probably next week, will be Torchwood, which will be a lot of praise for Children of Earth, a lot of suspiciously raised eyebrows about the first two seasons, and a lot of what the fuck about Miracle Day.